Karoline Leavitt did hold a press briefing yesterday. We already looked at the parts that focused around Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence. But I think it's important not to ignore what Karoline Leavitt said, because it really does give us insight into what's happening right now behind the scenes, the level of panic. Karoline Leavitt is showing herself, as if we didn't know, to be just as willing as Tulsi Gabbard to say whatever it is she believes will please Donald Trump. A reporter asked her a good question. Has the White House or the DOJ looked at other things that could be released related to the Epstein files? Why is it all just limited to pertinent grand jury testimony? Because you know, and I know, and reporters know that that is such a narrow and calculated thing to even talk about releasing. Leavitt says, oh, it's all over there. It's all over in the DOJ. And this is part of the shifting of responsibility away from the White House, away from the fact that it is Trump who is trying to smother all of this into oblivion.
And my second question, just, obviously the developments with the Epstein case with the judge, but I wonder, has the White House counsel, the DOJ explored any other documents that could be released to the public that don't have to do with that grand jury testimony?
To my knowledge, the Department of Justice has moved forward with the request to unseal that grand jury testimony. And as you know, they have also moved forward with interviewing Ms. Maxwell, which I believe will be taking place very soon.
So translation, no on the documents and no on public testimony from Ghislaine Maxwell, if we can help it. Okay, great question from another reporter. The question was, there are people that were indicted as part of the Mueller investigation. If we now consider that supposedly it was all launched by Obama, it was treason, it was sedition. In other words, if the origins of even looking at Trump and Russia are criminal in nature, shouldn't the charges against all of the people indicted in the Mueller probe be dropped? And Karoline Leavitt just goes, I know nothing about it.
Sure.
In connection with the Mueller investigation, a grand jury indicted 13 Russians. President Putin has said he will never extradite those men. Given the new information that Ms. Gabbard has found, what's the administration's position on that case? Should those charges be dropped?
I don't have an update for you on that case, but I'll check in with the National Security Council and our team will get you something.
It's funny, on that case, this is a huge issue. If the investigation into all of these individuals was predicated on treason and sedition by Obama, wouldn't it be natural that the charges would be dropped? No idea, and they're not going to give us any answer to that. That's for sure. Another reporter says, does Trump support federal agencies contracting with Elon Musk's AI company? Again, a question comes up. What about the existing contracts? Leavitt opts out again.
Thanks, Karoline. Two questions for you. The first on AI. Does President Trump support federal agencies contracting with Elon Musk's AI company?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so he would want the DOJ to then cancel the contract with Roth.
I'll talk to him about it, yes.
And my second question.
She's going to talk to him about it. She's going to talk. I'm sure we're going to get an answer anytime. She is just willing to say anything she needs to. Next question. Does Trump believe Obama should go to jail? This is very far from saying no.
Sure.
Given what the DNI just said and laid out, does President Trump believe that President Obama should go to jail for something?
Look, the president believes that this matter needs to be thoroughly investigated, and anyone convicted of crime should be held accountable in this country. Go ahead.
That is very much not a no. Trump is not saying Obama needs to go to prison. That is not what she said at all. Karoline Leavitt is competing with Tulsi Gabbard, who can lay down and become more of a doormat for Donald Trump, and there is nothing she isn't willing to say.